Hey my friends, with you it's Andrea Purvu, and today I welcome you guys back to a new episode of the Prima podcast. For today's episode, I'm going to shoot another after-match review, and for today I chose to react to yesterday's match, Portugal versus Slovenia. But before diving into that match, I would like to summarize the other match that took place yesterday at the European tournaments, and that was France versus Belgium, which ended up with the final score 1-0 for France. The only scorer was Vertonghen, who scored in minute 85, and it was actually an own goal. And this was the actual 9th own goal in this European tournament. But let me address this situation because, yes, this guy Vertonghen did deviate the ball, but the ball was shot by Moani, and honestly, I think that even if this guy would have deviated the ball or not, still the ball would have went into the net because the shoot was really precise and really strong. And this guy Vertonghen, again, he just touched it. It was a very minimal contact between his leg and the ball. So I don't think that his contact right there changed too much the trajectory. So I would like to really give credit to Moani because, in my opinion, he is the only scorer and he is the France's squad saver. And yeah, what can I say about this match? Honestly, there were lots of yellow cards. I really liked Tchouaméni's performance in this match. I think that he shoot on target around 6 times, and that's really interesting to see from him because, in case you guys do not know, Tchouaméni is a defending midfielder, a defensive midfielder, and this season for the longest time at Real Madrid he played as a defender. There were very few matches, maximum 5 matches where he played as his regular position, which is, as I said, defensive midfielder. So yeah, seeing him attacking and having so many attempts on the target and so many shoots on target was really impressive. But yeah, it was quite of a boring match. It was really not what I expected, especially because Belgium and France met in many occasions for competitions and stuff like that. So I was thinking that this battle is going to be a really interesting and with lots of occasions and very interesting dribbles and impressive goals, but it was quite boring, I would say, this match. But what can you do? I think the only interesting part of it was, as I said, the amount of yellow cards that were given in this match. At some point, literally, there were 2 yellow cards awarded in 10 seconds. The referee awarded a yellow card, and 10 seconds later, he awarded another yellow card. And I think that he as well broke a record because for the first time, a team received in only one match 3 yellow cards. I'm not sure though if it's really a record, but I've read somewhere that yes, finally, this is a record that has been broken. So yeah. Okay, now let's dive into yesterday's match, Portugal versus Slovenia. And let's start talking about the lineups. Honestly, I really liked Portugal's lineup. I like the fact that Pepe was a defender. As if you guys remember in the other episode where I talked about a Portugal match, I was complaining about the fact that Pepe was not a starter. So yeah, now he was. Then we see Rafael Leao back after his miss due to disciplinary points. Then we have Cristiano, of course, Bruno Fernandes, and Bernardo Silva, who is back after, I think, 2 matches where he was benched. So I was really happy to see him there. The only thing that I think that missed, the only person that, in my opinion, should have been in the squad, but sadly wasn't, it was Diogo Dalot. But the reason why he wasn't, it was because basically the coach changed the formation. On the latest match, they had a different formation than this one's match. And in this new formation, I mean, I understand why he was not a starter, because I don't think that he had a place in this new formation, but yeah. Now, let's talk about the first half. So, in minute 34, Ronaldo is shooting a free kick. It was a splendid execution, not gonna lie, but Oblak was a bit late with the vertical leap, and I think that if Ronaldo would have directed the ball a tiny bit like lower, most probably would have went into the net, and it would have been as well a really gorgeous goal, but sadly it wasn't. And yes, this would have if he would have scored in that moment, that would have resulted a new record broken by Cristiano Ronaldo, and that would have been to be the first player to score at 6 different European tournaments. So yeah, but sadly it was not his day yesterday, and I'm going to dive into that topic real quick. Anyways, in minute 37, Karničnik received a yellow card due to a handball, and he was not really able to execute a first kick, a first touch, with his foot, so he did that with his arm, with his hand. And yeah, it was a very obvious handball, and low-key it felt like he was intentionate. I think that he was thinking that he's going to get away with it, but no, it was a clear yellow card and a clear handball. And then in minute 45, plus 2, there was a big occasion for Portugal. Basically, there are some really precise passes in Slovenia's penalty area, and Palhinha manages to make a great hit from a long range, but the ball bounces off the post, so nothing happened. The action is unsuccessful. And basically, this is it for the first half. Now let's start the commentary and let's wrap it up. So, in the first half, I really like the way Pepe played. I think that he played at a really high level. But this one thing that I'm saying right now is going to change a lot in the next half. Actually, I think that everything that I've meant to say about the first half, everything is going to turn around and become the absolute opposite when I'll talk about the second half. So yeah, Pepe in the first half, he plays at a really high level, especially for his age. And then Ronaldo, even though he still doesn't score, and yes, this is the longest period of time when he does not score at a major tournament, still I really like the way he played. He is definitely not as physical able as he used to be 3 years ago, but he mentally, I think that the fact that he has so much experience, and he's at an age, well, yeah, you of course gain a lot of experience and you become very mature. I think that this is something that really helped him to play this good in the first half, even though sadly he didn't score. And something that I liked about the Portuguese squad in the first half, and only in the first half, because in the second half, no. In the first half, I liked, because I'm comparing them to the English squad, even though these players are all leaders at their teams, I think that they are more united at the national team, and they've learned how to communicate and to actually, like, as I said, to not be individuals the way it was I've said yesterday at England, about the England squad, because at the England squad they're all leaders at their teams, and they came to the national squad and they were not able to communicate. And yeah, you know, if you're not a team outside of the pitch, you won't be able to be a team on the pitch. I mean, it's really important, this psychological fact, you know. It's really important the players to be friends and to kind of get along with each other. And that's what I've liked about Portugal in the first half. The fact that, yes, they're all leaders at their teams, at their club teams, like Ronaldo, leader at Al-Nassr, or Nasr. Some people are pronouncing it Nasr, some others are pronouncing it Nassar, and I pronounce it Nassar, I don't know. Anyways, so Ronaldo at Al-Nassr, then Pepe at Porto, or Bruno Fernandes at Manchester United. I mean, yes, these are leaders in their teams, but they came to the national team and they were able to communicate with each other, and that made them a united team, which was able to do to have a good performance. Definitely, I mean, I think that definitely Portugal had a better performance than England somehow. Yeah, I mean, these two teams are pretty similar due to, as I said, the whole individualistic side of these teams. So yeah, that's why I'm doing here a little comparison between them. But yeah, now let's dive into the second half where everything changes. So in minute 55, after two misses already from free kicks by Cristiano Ronaldo, he shoots his third free kick and sadly misses again. Though the execution was not too shabby, but he shot on target and very strongly. But Oblak is a smart goalkeeper. I mean, he plays at Atletico Madrid and he definitely is one of the best goalkeepers in the world at the moment. He knew where to place his human wall, and as well, he did a good save. So yeah, even though Cristiano Ronaldo's execution was really not too shabby, and he knew, I mean, he scored on target and he scored really strongly, still, Jan Oblak is smart, you know. Yeah, then 6 minutes away from this, Sesko misses on a very big occasion. And at this point, there are lots of occasions missed by Slovenia. I mean, this is the second major occasion for Slovenia, which they miss. And yeah, I mean, you can tell that they're not the best team, that they're quite a weak team, but they have this amazing luck, the fact that they have Jan Oblak in their team. I even did a rhyme. Yeah, the fact that they have Jan Oblak in their team, which saves them at every single match. And definitely, I mean, in my opinion, let's say 40% of the reason why they got in the next stage, why they qualified, was Jan Oblak. So, yeah. Anyways, 3 minutes away from this, there should have been a corner awarded to Rafael Leao. Basically, Rafael Leao was able to fool his opponent in making him cause a corner awarding situation. But for some reason, the referee did not award that a corner right there. But honestly, I mean, I'm not even biased. He really was, there should have been a corner. I mean, Rafael Leao was right. I think that there was a really controversial decision took right there by the referee, but yeah. Then in minute 76, Rafael Leao is out and he's replaced by Francisco Conceição, which I really like this replace. I mean, this substitution. I mean, I really like Rafael Leao, and I definitely think that Rafael Leao should be the usual starter at the Portugal national team. But I really like Francisco Conceição. He's a young player who has a lot of things to prove, and especially after his first goal scored at the national team, he definitely showed and proved to everyone that he deserves his place in this squad. So I think that it was a good decision to replace in that moment Rafael Leao as well, because he seemed a bit tired at that point, and it was really good to kind of bring Francisco Conceição in the field to kind of bring the team freshness and more power, I would say. Yeah, then in minute 82, Bruno Fernandes has got injured during Slovenia's counterattack, and it seemed really painful, honestly. His whole injury was, I mean, I don't think that he was simulating there. It really seemed painful. And he received medical attention on the field, and I just wanted to do a little mention there because there was a really cute moment between Bruno Fernandes and Ronaldo, which I really enjoyed watching because in case you guys do not know, Bruno Fernandes is my favorite player and Ronaldo is my hero in general. He's my role model in life, simply, due to his hardworking and anyways, I'm not going to dive into that topic right now. And basically, Bruno Fernandes was laying down on the pitch. He was screaming. He was going through it, and Ronaldo was holding his hand, and that was a real cute moment. I just wanted to mention it right there. And yeah, I felt a bit sad for Bruno Fernandes. I mean, he seemed very tired at that point, and this injury as well yeah, I mean, I was pitying him in that moment. Then, in the same minute, Ronaldo keeps missing. I mean, in the same minute, he tried to shoot again on target and he keeps missing. And at this point, I just think that he is tired. And honestly, in that moment, I was a bit thinking that maybe it's time for him to be replaced. But then I was thinking that it's the same situation with Bellingham yesterday, which who, in my opinion, should have been replaced, but Southgate was smart enough to think about the fact that Bellingham is the kind of player that, as I said yesterday, he creates something out of nowhere and he would do a really successful action in whenever you least expect and stuff like that. And it's the same thing with Ronaldo. I mean, even if Ronaldo is like exhausted, he is at the peak of his pain, he will still somehow manage to do a situation, to create an action, and a successful one. And yeah, it's understandable why they kept him on the pitch, but yeah, at that point I was kind of thinking that maybe it's for the better to replace him because he seemed really tired. And yeah. Anyways, then you meet so then you meet 103, Druksic trips Diago Jota, and there is a penalty awarded, and in my opinion was clear. And honestly, I think that with this penalty, they were taking their revenge from that moment when Ronaldo was pulled by his shirt and he did not receive a penalty. Now karma made them receive their penalty finally, and Cristiano Ronaldo attempts the penalty kick and he misses. And that was not a really cool moment for him and for Portugal's fans, because for example, before him shooting, I was really writing to my group chat, I was like, okay, if he misses, I'm going to cry. And he missed, and yes, I did. I cried like really badly, and then he started crying. And that made me cry even more because I was like, oh my god, what is going on? Then I've seen his mom in the crowd and I started crying even more. Like, yeah, it got me really sensitive right there at that moment. And yeah, I mean, I was really pitying him, and at that point I was thinking that mentally that guy really needs to be replaced, because mentally I was thinking that he will not be able to do anything at this point. I mean, maybe Cristiano Ronaldo from 3 years ago, even though he would have went through the same situation, probably he would have he would have been a bit stronger, but he is at an age where as well, I mean, you get way quicker emotional and stuff like that. So yeah, but still, he is a mentality monster, and I will talk about that very soon. Because before talking about how Ronaldo is an absolute mentality monster, I gotta talk about another action that happened in it 111, where basically, I mean, probably many other important things has happened till penalties were awarded. Till penalties were awarded, because I meant to say that probably from after this miss by Ronaldo, many things happened till the extra time was over and they were starting to shoot penalties. But from that moment, I was just crying and I was just not really focusing on the match. So the only situation that I wrote down from the extra time after the penalty kick was in it 111, when Roberto Martinez, the Portugal coach, received a yellow card due to complaining, and then in the same minute, Matthias Kek, the Slovenian coach, received a red card, due to the fact that he was literally harassing the referee. So yeah, in my opinion, it was kind of clear why they did that, and I was as well happy because I was supporting Portugal. Yeah. And then the extra time is over, and we are starting shooting penalties, and I was really thinking if Ronaldo is going to, I mean, not me, but my group chat was like writing, what will he, I mean, they were wondering, like, will he shoot the first penalty and stuff like that? And I was like, most probably, yeah, because his ego, he does not accept to like, not be the first one after a kind of deplorable match from him, a kind of deplorable performance from him, he would not accept to not shoot first and score, and he did that. And even if he missed there, the fact that he still, after that match and after that performance, he had the power to go there to be the first one to shoot the penalty kick. I mean, literally mentality monster. And yes, he went there, he shoot his first penalty kick, and he scored. And yeah, I started crying again. I was so happy. And yeah, it was quite a moment, and I was really happy as well for him. And then wait, who attempted the second penalty kick? I think that Bruno Fernandes did. Yeah, Bruno Fernandes. And as I said, Bruno Fernandes is my favorite football player at the moment. And he scored as well. And I started screaming. I was like, yeah, I was going crazy in those moments. And then Bernardo Silva, one of my favorite Portuguese players, attempted the third penalty kick, and he scored as well. And it was over for the Slovenian squad. And I just wanted to mention how amazing Costa was in yesterday's match. The way that man, I mean, that goalkeeper is a monster. He's literally a monster. The fact that he was able to save 3 out of 3 penalty kicks, the fact that Slovenia was not able to score 1 penalty kick, amazing. And the fact that, I mean, Portugal was so strong mentally to shoot 3 penalty kicks in a row to Jan Oblak. I mean, crazy stuff going on. And yes, I was so happy. And yeah, the MVP was awarded to Costa, and it was obvious, and I think that he definitely deserved that. Oh, and as well, he broke a record. So many records has been broken in this match so far. So he broke a record to be, I think, the first goalkeeper to ever save 3 penalty kicks in a row at a European tournament. So yeah, really interesting stuff going on. And this was it basically for this match. But now let's start the commentary. So let's wrap up the second half that took place here. So as I said, in the first, everything is going to change, everything is going to turn around. So in the first half, I was saying that Pepe had a high level performance. In the second half, Pepe definitely showed his age, and he had many and really big major mistakes in the defense. And yeah, he was quite disappointing. He kind of disappointed his fans, definitely, but he has an age at the same time. But I don't want to say, because he does not act his age. But yeah, it was not his day. Then Ronaldo, in the first half, I was saying that Ronaldo was having such a good performance, even though what I was saying then, what I was rambling there. And now in the second half, honestly, he felt absent. It felt like his mind was off. It felt like his mind was somewhere else. And yeah, so after, I mean, in the extra time, he was not having it. I feel like he was going through depression in the extra time. But yeah, but somehow he managed to score that penalty kick. And no, I mean, I don't want to hear anything else besides that. I do not care that he had one of the worst matches of his career in that moment. I really do not care, because the fact that after he had one of the worst matches in his career, at 39 years old, he was able to stand up there and to shoot the first penalty kick and to score. That's what I'm going to remember from this match, period. Then what I wanted to say as well was it was really interesting to see Ronaldo and Jan Oblak having this one-on-one moments. I mean, the fact that they Ronaldo shoot free kicks to his goal, and as well he shoot 2 penalties to his goal. I mean, to see these one-on-one duels were really interesting because Jan Oblak and Ronaldo have been opponents for a very long time, and I think that Ronaldo scored like 3 hat-tricks in 3 different matches, so like 9 goals just out of hat-tricks. So yeah, really interesting to see them interacting again and to be opponents again. And I wanted to say that overall it was kind of a boring game. It was as well a disappointing match, I would say. I mean, in this match, in the second half, Portugal did not really look like a team. They were reminding me of England, but not in a good way. I mean, the first half, they were reminding me of England, how basically they are the opposite of England, even though they're in almost the same situation. But in the second half, they really reminded me of England, of how disappointing the England squad was, and how, as I said, they are all leaders and they are not able to communicate with each other, and that's what I was seeing as well at Portugal in the second half. The fact that, yes, these people are leaders at their club teams and they are not able, as I said, to communicate with each other. That's how it felt in the second half. And yeah, as I said, overall it was quite of a boring match, but I like the fact that it was won at penalty kicks, because that was interesting to watch and that was really beautiful to watch and satisfying and enjoyable as a Portuguese. I mean, I'm not necessarily a Portuguese fan, but I am a Cristiano Ronaldo fan, I'm a Bernardo Silva fan, I'm a Bruno Fernandes fan. I mean, I'm fan of a few stars in that squad. So yeah, Portugal has a soft place in a soft spot in my heart. And yeah, I guess this is it for today's episode. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Share it to your friends if you think that any of this information might be useful to them. Comment down below any suggestion for me to improve. And subscribe to keep in tune with all of my uploads. Okay, bye guys!